Welcome back to pen reviews from the middle of nowhere. Today we are looking at two pens that Gary from Pelikan kindly provided. If you've been to a pen show in the States that Pelikan has been at, you have probably met Gary. He is lovely to talk to and super knowledgeable about the Pelikan line of pens, but also just super knowledgeable about fountain pens in general. He ended up doing a really great episode of 20 Questions. And after his episode of 20 Questions, he ended up giving me a Pelikan Twist, which is Pelikan's entry-level pen. It's for rights or lefties, and it's actually a super fun pen. I really like it. And I hadn't seen this color combination, which they call girly pink, before. It's this very pretty metallic rose gold color. But then we were talking a bit more during the show, and I pulled a pen from the table and I went, this is the pen that someday I really want. If you've DM'd me about Pelikan pens, you've probably heard me talk about this pen. I've had this pen in and out of my Atlas cart for months, and so I was very excited to see one in person at the show. Turns out that Gary was willing to give up his demo version of this pen, and so I have the Pelikan version of this pen that had been sitting on the table as a demonstrator during the sale, and Gary kindly gifted it to me. So I've been playing around with it. It is a extra fine, which is not the nib size I normally go for, but luckily the M205 nibs are fairly easy to replace. This pen is in rose quartz, which actually matched the dress I was wearing that day. And I will probably end up getting a medium or a broad for this pen. I've heard that the Pelikan nibs are very bouncy and very juicy. So hopefully someone at the upcoming Pelikan Hub will have nibs in pens that I can test, because I would really like to be able to test mediums and broads and sort of see what I like best. But for now, because I don't have the right ink for this, I did get a whole lot of inks, mostly in samples. I actually filled an entire cola ring just with show inks. For now, all the show inks are separate, but nothing's really right. So I think we're going to dip this into Visconti Orchid Blossom. I think it's fun. It's a very poppy purple that I think will look fun because all of the pinks I have clash. So I've grabbed out my Visconti ink, which was also on sale. It was on the clearance table. And it's sort of fun to say you own something from Visconti, even if it is a $5 bottle of ink. So I now own a Visconti ink, and we're gonna dip the M205 Rose Quartz. The Twist, on the other hand, already has ink in it, so there's no reason to dip it. It's got a cartridge in it. So I will be acquiring a bunch of Standard International converters, though I don't know that Pelikan uses Standard International. That is a question that I will need to answer. Will I make a mess doing this? That is a Standard International top. So Pelikan, at least in this pen, uses Standard International. So I will be acquiring like 5 or 6 Standard International converters in the next couple months. I will say this pen does not post well. It doesn't really want to stay, which is fine. I am perfectly happy with an unposted pen. Pelikan Twist, girly pink. This is a medium nib. It does, like it did skip at the beginning of that M. I also wasn't totally touching the paper, so I don't know that we can blame the pen for that. I do find it to be a very nice writer. And even in this very cheap format, I think the Twist retails for I think the Twist is like $27 US. So it's on the higher end of the entry level pens, but it is a super fun pen. I like that its reverse is fantastic as well. I also really like the grip. I tend not to like this triangular grip. I don't like Lamy Safaris. There's something about this grip though in a Pelikan pen that just works for my hand really nicely. So I really like it. This ink is Pelikan Blue. If anything, it's not the nib that's skipping, it's just telling me where I don't maybe press as consistently in my letters, which is an important thing to know. I already know that I'm not always super consistent when I write, so I already knew that was an issue. And then fountain pen ink. I have to say, I really like this pen. It's rare that I find an entry-level pen that I click with really well. I think, though, this will be in my frequently inked up pens. One, it sort of feels indestructible, and it's got a fun shape to it. Like, it's not basic, it's just fun. So then we have this lovely, lovely thing. So this pen has been an Atlas Last Chance, but also Atlas has stocked it for a very long time. And so I have sort of lusted after this pen. Like, if I was going to get a Pelikan, it was going to be this pen. I am very much a girly girl. If you've seen most of my recent pen videos, they are pinks, they are purples, they are sparkly. I am very much a girly girl when it comes to life, but also fountain pens. I like having pens that sort of feel like they're me. So I knew I wanted this sort of Pelikan pen, because as lovely as some of their other pens are, they just don't feel like something I would pick up and be excited to use. Whereas this pen is something I was genuinely so excited about. It's like the Decimo from Pilot in purple. I desperately want one. Someday I'm going to get one, but I just kept coming back to it at the show because it's something that I picked up and I went, oh, I could see myself really enjoying using this. I still sort of regret not picking one up, but whatever, there's always next year. For now though, we are going to write with this M205. This is not the girly pink, this is rose quartz. I believe this was the 2016 special edition. Can I not spell? Extra fines just aren't my nib. I know there's some people that love them. I'm not one of those people, sadly. I will say, I do get what people mean about the bounciness of a Pelikan nib, even in extra fine. Like, there's a little bit of flex to them. Like, does it write reverse? It does write reverse and it writes regular. This is ink from Visconti. What's this color called? Orchid in Blossom. Overall, it's a super fun nib. Like, it's just got a little bit of bounce to it. It doesn't need a whole lot of bounce to it. And I also really like how easy it is to unscrew these nib sections. I had a piece of paper. There's my piece of paper. Because it means that it's really easy for you to switch out your nibs for a different size without getting a whole new pen. It also makes it super easy to clean these pens out. So we're going to screw this nib back in, because I don't have a replacement nib for it yet. Hopefully though, I can track one down post Pelikan Hub, because I do want to try other nibs in person before I commit to a new nib for it. So hopefully people at the Pelikan Hub actually have Pelikans, and I am able to try it in a medium and a broad, because most of the places I'm finding to find replacement nibs are not based in Canada, they're based in the US. or in Europe. So it would mean ordering from a foreign country and then paying duties on that order. So I would like to be sure I am 100% set on what nib I'm ordering. So hopefully I'm able to track one down. That being said, for a $27 pen, the twist probably ranks very high. It definitely outranks a Lamy Safari for me in an entry-level pen. And I don't know that it beats a Sport. I'm still a big fan of a Sport. But this is pretty great, and I do really like it. And I'm so happy with this. I can't wait to fill it up. So thank you very much, Pelikan, for providing the pens. I greatly appreciate them. I'm very much enjoying them. Let me know if you have any ink suggestions for the rose quartz. I don't feel like I've got any pinks that are right for it. It's this very like pale pink. Maybe Ferris Wheel Press Pink Eraser, but that can't go in an extra fine nib, so I'll need to get a different nib size for it. But I'm planning on getting a different nib size anyways. Also, if you've got Pelikan pens, medium or broad, because I know I don't want to fine. So it's medium or broad. Do you find the broads too broad, or do you like their broads? Question mark. Because I really like the idea of this pen being a broad, but I could also see it being medium, and so I need some advice on a new nib for it. So let me know your thoughts. Also, if you've ordered replacement nibs for your Pelikan pens, where do you order them from? There seem to be a lot of places that carry them, and I need some advice. Also, let me know if you're attending a Pelikan hub, because it's my first year actually going to one. I missed the cutoff last year, and they seem like they're a lot of fun, so I'm very excited to be attending one this year. So thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you, Gary, for providing the pens. I don't know if his 20 questions will be out yet, but it will be coming. It was such a fun episode. It was definitely interesting filming 20 questions with the L with all the city traffic, but I think they turned out pretty great anyways, so I hope you're enjoying them because they were so much fun to film. And thanks for watching.